Hey everyone, Michael back at you here on the Archangel 15. Wanted to do a short little video on what I feel to be one of the biggest Ponzi schemes of all times, the Swiss franc. This kind of ties into a broader systemic global crisis that I see on the horizon. But let's just start with the United States. This, how badly this country gets criticized for printing money into oblivion, just fiat currency, what have you. It goes back many years. I'd say it started kind of in the Bush era, and it really just blossomed all the way in through Obama and the first economic crisis 2008, and the bailouts and what have you. But there's many other problems as well with this. There's many other countries that, because of the artificial stimulation of the U.S. dollar, like these other little countries, like you go down to the Caribbean or South America, what have you, they worship and sold their soul to the U.S. dollar and the Zionists. And this is like paints a bigger picture essentially for World War III. But okay, so considering the artificial money printing, okay, so take like the countries that we think that like, oh, they have good currency or strong currency. And the couple that come to mind, the British pound and the Swiss franc. There's others as well in the Arab countries, and also Bitcoin. Bitcoin I see is like, I don't even need to elaborate. I've done a presentation many years ago. It screams mark of the beast. I'm not going to say anything else about that. Like, if you didn't see the writing on the wall that something that has absolutely no substance to it is going to eventually be used to like basically push the European plan of a cashless society, an eventual mark of the beast. So you take like the euro was like another issue with that as well. Like they wanted to kind of push towards that whole notion just with the euro, and that kind of backfired. They had the Brexit and whatnot. The British pound and the Swiss franc are kind of have this little back and forth game. I guess the billionaires around the world go to these places as well as others to put their money, to hide it in many cases, maybe exempt themselves from taxes, or just in their opinion they feel that it's safe. If there were to be some type of all-out economic disaster, then these people would be the best places to put your money. I'm not going to mention other names like the Rothschilds and some of the other oil people as well and what have you. But okay, so like this again. Okay, this country's printed money into oblivion. How many trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars has Switzerland had to basically artificially create out of thin air just to pacify the deposits into their accounts? I mean, like their economy is nothing. They make some nice Rolexes, they make a few nice watches, and they have some ski resorts. That's about it. They're not like a Germany or even like an Italy in a sense. They actually make stuff for the world. Like, besides the watches, I don't really know what else they make. But in my opinion, they've had to create out of thin air trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars just to pacify, their account holders. And here's the canary in the coal mine. Just kind of transposed here. But like all these countries in the dark are on the euro, and then like you have other ones like Denmark, that have their own thing going on in Scandinavian countries. But in the middle, you have this little dot of like Switzerland. Like, why is Switzerland so amazing that they get to have their own, they get to do their own thing? And why didn't they want to go on the euro? I asked this question. Like people that buy into Bitcoin and stuff like that. I don't think they really care about what I'm saying. But I see. Okay, so on a broader horizon, the U.S. dollar is set to collapse at some point in time. When this whole COVID coronavirus nonsense hit, the dollar, everybody ran to the dollar for safety. A few other currencies as well, but I see it as like if I had like billions and billions of dollars, I would not want all my money in U.S. dollars. I see it possibly on the verge of complete collapse, almost like it was set up that way on purpose. Take others. China, there could be some type of war event that goes on and they could collapse. Basically, no matter where you put your money right now, it's really not safe. And I guess, I've thought about this, and like really the only answer, I guess, is to maybe buy things that you don't want to sell, like certain type of valuables, possessions, physical stuff. I really don't believe gold and silver to be the answer whatsoever. It said, biblical prophecy says that people will throw their silver in the streets and their gold will be taken. And, that is one of the parts of prophecy that is yet to be fulfilled, but I see it possibly coming on the horizons. I really believe that you're going to see an announcement of nuclear warfare And I think you're going to see a conglomeration of like the Chinese yuan and the Russian ruble and maybe a few other Muslim countries that are going to dominate and take over world trade, almost like a shark eating like a little fish or something like that. And time is obviously on the side of the Chinese. You know, there's no civilization that stretches back further in recorded history. But again, like I said, this is the dead giveaway. You know, this little dot here we call Switzerland. You know, like what do they have to facilitate all these trillions and trillions of dollars sitting in their accounts? I really believe that this is going to be like one of the reasons behind the preemptive basis for a third world war, along with other things possibly like Ukraine or whatever. You know, whoever were to win the war, whether it's, you know, China, Russia, or both of them, I guess their currency is going to come out the strongest. Or maybe there's going to be a creation of a new currency altogether. But I call bullcrap on the Swiss franc. And like, I encourage anybody to debate me on this. And I talk to people. I don't really have access to people who have, you know, a repertoire deep in finance or economics. But please feel free to, you know, leave your questions, your comments. And you know, in my opinion, there's no bigger conspiracy or fraud than all these cryptocurrencies and NFTs and everything going on right now. But it's very, very interesting. You know, it's kind of like just a forward debate that I like to start, and it'll be very interesting to see where it ends, and you know, where even 1 or 2, 3 years from now everything ends up. I predict the demise of the U.S. economic system and just the fallacious dealings of, you know, S&P 500 companies and all the other bull crap. I really believe that there will eventually be an announcement of like a third world war that will basically lead to the demise of the American flag as we know it, which probably would be the best thing for the world. Like I see Russia and China as really the only realistic answers to world peace and defeating Zionism. And Edgar Casey was like a modern day prophet. He talked about this avidly in his like a paralytic trances he would go into, the World Affairs recordings, I think they were called. And he said that Russia will be like basically the only country to stand up against the Zionists. And you know, you can like follow, like I've said this countless times, Ted Gunderson quote, follow the money and look for the lies. And like, look whose currencies are strong and look whose currencies are weak. Look whose countries have a lot and look whose countries have little. And it's the ones who have a lot that are basically have the Zionists up there, you know what, and it's the ones who have nothing that have basically been preyed on. And you know, there's other issues as well when you get into like religion and theology. I guess, you know, that's a very contentious topic, you know, moving forward as we like move into a new world where everything will be unified eventually. And I see the Roman Catholic Church and like their direct neighbors, countries like Switzerland, as like the cancer of the earth. And this cancer needs to be cut. And once that happens, we can move forward, and the human race will blossom and flourish probably like no other time in recorded history. Thank you, folks. I hope you enjoy my presentations. My flight out of here to Moscow is early in January. I'm going there to celebrate Christmas. I also am going there to do some other presentations, hopefully on debunking the moon landing at the Space Museum, and maybe try to get some people on record, like actually acknowledging what's going on, or get the Russians' take, you know, on the whole socio-economic global political situation right now in the world. I have another presentation or two I'll probably do before then, but otherwise I'm probably going to, like I said, just take it easy for a while on my channel. I've done a lot of work. Eventually I'm going to do another, a whole other, my abilities to control the ionosphere and manifest cloud formations. The other one that I've done is starting to get full, and they won't let me post anymore in the intro section. I keep just having amazing cloud formations. But otherwise, I hope everyone is well. Stay safe. God bless, folks. Take care.